Okay. Hello and welcome to the special show building up to the grand final of the Women's Under 19 T20 World Cup. Tomorrow, India taking on South Africa and back to back finals for India. And we all know that India won the previous edition, and surprisingly, this tournament has happened only twice only, including this one. So defending champion getting another chance to defend that title in the final, but this time against an informed South Africa, I will say, because both teams are unbeaten in this tournament and both teams have done superbly. So with me, Trisha is here. We'll discuss about tournament, how the both teams have been throughout the tournament and tomorrow's matches. So Trisha, first of all, Team India, superb campaign so far, dominating. I will say every matches how they have played. We especially with the bowling. How will sum up the whole campaign so far?
I think fantastic campaign. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better campaign. Started off on a high, and the important part is when you start off on a high, then to maintain that momentum. And I think that is important, especially in a T20 World Cup. We have seen that with the New Zealand senior women's side, because they started on a high against India. They continued that and they went on to
Mhm.
win the World Cup. It's not like on paper they were a bad side even throughout 2024, but they were losing, and winning is a habit as much as losing is a habit. So I think India has got into that mold. Important part I think was when Pereira last match was playing very well. She was playing a fantastic innings. What I liked about the Indian team is they kept themselves calm and they knew they can
Mhm.
get back to the game. The bowling changes, again, going back to Nikki, of course, with Rajiv Datta and Nushin Al Kadir there. Uh, I think overall they have been a fantastic, fantastic side.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the best part is that whether it is batting or bowling, they kept plans very simple. Like basic things, we have to keep it very simple and continually focus on doing the basic things. And if we can do, we will do our best. And I think that is the result of the campaign that we are having right now. But star performance, Tushadi, I think obviously the spinners, as you mentioned, but
Trisha.
overall, yes, absolutely, absolutely, Trisha, and I am very happy that Kamalini has getting some runs, has been getting some in last few matches. I think that is a very good boost ahead of the final.
Absolutely. I think if you look at the batting, the middle order hasn't been tested a lot. That is one part that I'm a little worried about, because in the final it can get a little funny. Having said that, the kind of form that both Trisha and Kamalini has shown, I think that itself gives you a lot of hope that also T20 matches, T20 innings is also about setting up, right? So you
Mm,
want two best players at the top. And Trisha and Kamalini has proved to be that partnership where, like for example, in the semis, Trisha got out, but Kamalini was not out and ensured that the
yes,
team went across and won. So I think that part has been important. Among the bowling, of course, you have to talk about the spinners because the spinners have been excellent. Be it Parunika Sisodia,
Vaishnavi, yes,
Vaishnavi,
Vaishnavi, Aishi.
Ayushi,
Mm,
all of them. I mean, but also you cannot forget that our pacers haven't been bad either. So
definitely,
it's an
definitely.
all-round performance. And then to bring in, I hope India wins the World Cup again tomorrow. They're looking very good. We hope so too.
Yes, absolutely. And I think apart from the semi-final yesterday, I think our pacers have set the tone in every match. I think yesterday Pereira batted very well. I will say Davina Pereira. I think the way I think she is a very good prospect in coming years, especially in whole worldwide. I am saying she is a very clean hitter and very high profile already in England in domestic circuit. There is very many people are commenting on her that she will be a very big prospect for England, and the way she batted, especially I think in the Super Six game also she scored something 70 odd runs with some big shots around, and the way she smashed India's bowlers yesterday. I think she is going to be a big name, but overall I think apart from that game, India's pacers set the tone. I think and that set the platform for the spinners to come on from the fifth or sixth over. I think that helped the spinners to grab that opportunity. Okay, Abhijit Tripathi, yesterday Trisha and Kavalin did well in batting and Paranika Vaishnavi good in bowling. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and uh, yeah, we got that.
Yeah, yes.
Chapni, don't keep giving the same comments. But on a more serious note, you have spoken to the how come South Africa qualifies for every final but never
I,
wins a single.
I will discuss this. I will ask Trisha about this. I think the way South Africa cricket has been in the last 2 years, be it men and women, I think it's fantastic. It's very unfortunate that they have not won any ICC tournaments. It's very unfortunate. But as an Indian fan,
I don't
we will
think it's
hope that another
unfortunate.
heartbreak can happen tomorrow. As an Indian fan, we wish that another heartbreak happened. But if you see as a cricket fan, I think it is very heartbreaking to see another South African team not getting an ICC trophy. But we'll come to that. Yes, Trishati,
I
what
like
you are
how you're just saying that another South Africa
heartbreak.
team not getting an ICC trophy, being very very neutral and not wishing that India wins. But yeah, we'll come to South Africa. But
Yeah.
talking about India, I think you know you spoke to Trisha's coach.
Hmm.
Again, every time I talk about Trisha, I suddenly have a thing in my head. I'm like, why am I talking about myself? No, okay, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, you spoke about Trisha. You spoke to Trisha's coach,
Hmm. Hmm.
and in fact, you have written about it.
Yes.
But tell us a little about the interaction and what did he talk about? How did she train? We of course know that
Hmm.
idolizes Mithali Raj, and a lot of her shots are like
Yes.
Mithali
Yes.
as well. But there's a Hyderabadi side to
Yes. Yes.
that touch
Hmm.
to it. But what did he say to you? About her practice or her work ethics.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I will say that it was a very emotional chat. I will say, I think the coach sounded very emotional. The first thing that I asked him that how you are feeling right now, seeing Trisha doing so good consistently at that biggest stage like for country in a World Cup game. The first word that he mentioned that over the moon. That's it, and a pause over the moon. So you can understand that how happy he is, and then definitely he should be. I think a lot of hard work has gone, I know, for several years, from 2012 or 13. What he mentioned that he has been working with Trisha. Currently, he is mentoring Trisha because nowadays she attends various camps like NCA camps or any other camps, for different aspects. But as a whole, he is now mentoring G Trisha. So it was a very emotional chat, and and he highly spoken about her parents contribution. I think you can find many articles on social media where you can find her parents, especially her father's contribution to her growth from the very beginning. So just one word that Srini has said, P. Srinivas coach's name is. So Srini has said that one just hats off to both of them. I think as a parent, they are just too good, and Trisha is very very lucky. Because her father, Remi Reddy sir, yes, because her father Remi Reddy sir quit his job just because where they used to live there was no such facilities that will help Trisha to to grow as a cricketer. So they shifted their family whole got shifted to Hyderabad, and then they came to St. John's Academy where they got me to Sri sir. So Srini had told when Trisha came first day to the academy, the tournament, is organized, by Mr. John, Mr. John. So Mr. John came and told Srini sir, just look at this girl. I think she can be a bigger thing. So Srini sir told, okay, so give her some net session. And the first thing that Srini sir told, I got to know that she has an impeccable power hitting striking power. She had that thing. And after seeing her 5 minutes batting in the nets, I told John sir, this girl is going to make waves in coming days. We are going to work with this girl. So you can understand, when you can identify a talent like that, and now that talent is, that thing is getting reality, that she is performing at the biggest stage for your country. So it's a very proud moment for him. And one thing that he mentions again and again throughout the interview, that her journey has just begun, it's not
Of
finished.
course, of course.
Her and our main focus is the senior India women team. We want Trisha to play there for a longer time in all formats, and hopefully the day will come.
And I blanked out there because finally,
Yeah. Okay,
the 10th
16 nil.
wicket of Australia,
Yes,
England has
yes.
fallen, and unfortunately, for England, they have been whitewashed. And how 16-0 in Ashes has never happened in the history of women's Ashes. Ever since the beginning of multi-format, we have
Yeah.
never have had a complete whitewash, but this has been a complete whitewash. Also, finally, there was a competition going on, competition within the team itself, and
Okay.
of course, all in good
Five
humor, that
wickets.
yeah, exactly, the spin twins Alana King and Ashley Gardner both were on 4 wickets. Who could get 5 wickets? And Alana King is the one. And why not? I mean, 9 wickets in a match at MCG, mostly bowling from the Shane Warne stand. I have written the whole,
Yes.
because 1 month ago, I have written about this. 1 month
Mhm.
or so ago, when I was there for the MCG test, I clearly
Mhm.
remember that we were shooting for this. Uh, uh, a segment on Shane Warne, and I took a pic in front of the Shane Warne statue and I sent it to my friend. So he replied saying "King of Spin." And while I was reading his message, I also saw the board where the one-off test was being advertised. And suddenly, for whatever reason, Alana King came to mind, and I said, you know what, Australia has got another king as well. And we were talking, and immediately we shifted, chatting on women's Ashes, and Australian team being so strong. He was like, "Do you think Alana King will get a chance?" Because she wasn't getting a chance because of Geordie
Yes,
Wareham, of
yes.
course.
Mhm.
So, but what a performance! We'll talk about women's Ashes as well, the
Mm.
South Africa team. But getting back to Trisha, I think what you said, the one thing that I have picked up, actually two things. One is that Trisha is lucky when it comes to parents. This Trisha is also very lucky when it comes to
Yes.
parents. So not only the Trisha part, but the parents part is also pretty common for us.
Mm.
Uh, the other thing that I really liked is how he has spoken about under 19 being just step one
Yes.
of the journey and not the full journey, because Snehashish, this has been a topic that we have discussed,
Mm.
that somehow under 19 stars, very few go and become actual stars. And I'm not
Yes.
taking anything away from the under 19 World Cup winners, be it men's, women, but the truth is, if that does not convert into a bigger role in the bigger international circuit, it then I don't. I would be very confused. Why age group cricket? Because age group
Yes.
cricket is not supposed to be a standout by itself. It's supposed to be a route to the actual, top. So
Mm.
that's one thing that's very good. And when people around you have that sort of approach, they'll
Mm.
keep her grounded. They'll keep
Yes.
telling her this is not where you
Yes.
can relax or think, okay, I've done a job. Say tomorrow
Yes.
Trisha plays a winning knock, gets the World Cup. That's job
Yes.
half done. Not even half done, probably,
Yes, actually,
one fourth
actually,
done.
one of his advice is like that only. He told that, he told Trish. I asked him that whether are you a little bit disappointed not to see G Trisha getting a team in WPL, because she was unsold in the auction.
Yes,
So the first thing that Shah replied, uh, you cannot stop any talent.
correct.
When the time will come, she will get opportunities, and WPL is temporary for us. Our focus is different. If she gets any opportunity in WPL in coming days, she will play well, we know that, but our focus is different, we will be there. And one advice that I always give Trisha, that let your bat speak always, and whatever, whenever you do anywhere in the world, just keep your feet grounded. If you
Fantastic.
can do that, then you can be there in the longer run. Otherwise, you will be lost. So that's the message that coach always says to Trisha, and I think she is following right now as of now.
Perfect. I mean, of course. And there was another video yesterday circling in the internet, and I also know you were talking about, how Mithali Raj is connected to,
Yes,
it
yes,
has
yes.
some sort of
That's a very,
contribution there. In
yeah,
fact,
yeah,
Parumika Sisodia also in one of her interviews has spoken about how she was starstruck when she saw Mithali Raj. But Sneha, she's talking about Trisha. You
yes,
told me her coach has lauded Mithali Raj not only for the batter she is,
yeah,
you cannot praise
yes.
her enough for that, but also because of something that he had said,
Exactly. Very, very
she had
interesting
said
story.
something.
I consider myself lucky to get this type of story yesterday. So,
And isn't that the best part about being a
yeah,
journalist? You get to hear so many stories, from
yes, yes,
Trisha's father to a number of stories, the Olympians,
yes,
Paralympians. I think that's the best part of our job. Yes, Snesh, over to
exactly.
you.
Exactly, exactly. So the story is like actually Mitali Raj is also from St. John's Academy. She used to practice there during her playing days. So she used to come. Srinisha used to be there. He also worked with Mitali Raj directly in the last few years. When she was there for practicing. So during training days, Trisha was playing some matches, and national selectors were there, and Mitali Raj also there watching her. And in that game, Trisha picked up 3 wickets and scored around 30 or 40 runs, 30 odd runs. Okay. So selectors got impressed because of her all round abilities. And that time, obviously, you all know it's around maybe 2014, 15, or 16, maybe. So that time, Mithali Raj was the captain of Team India, senior Team India. So the selectors were thinking, okay, let's try this girl, let's give this girl a chance, because because she because at just at
That
age,
age.
yeah, at that age, she played for Hyderabad under 16 at just age 8. So the talent was there, and people are seeing that thing in her performance also. So I think the selectors were very tentative that okay, we could try this talent. But that time in the academy, Mithali Raj told no, don't try this player as of now. So Sunisha had a chat with Mithali Raj in the academy that why you are saying that thing, and then Mithali Raj come up with a beautiful advice that international cricket is something that if you go and if you don't perform somehow, there is no way back. So it's better she keeps working hard right now. It's a very early age. Let her play in every different stages and become a very good cricketer in coming days, and then she will definitely get to play for India one. And that's the thing that Sunis had told, that thankfully we listened to the legend, and the legend knew correctly. And we are very grateful that she advised her the right thing, and hopefully and thankfully we also believed in that, and the fruit and the result is now what we are getting. Trisha is scoring runs, and I think that advice worked as a wonder for us.
Well, interesting, very interesting. Of course, being the captain and being someone who I think was good at her job get does not get the credit that she deserves. But still, I think interesting advice and very very brilliantly put forward. Because see, when we talk about someone like a Shafali got
Mhm.
her stay in international cricket, and she's a brilliant cricketer. There is
Mhm.
no way that you can say that her performances actually define the cricketer that she is. She's way more brilliant than her performance actually emulates. And that is where I think the line where you said about Mithali saying that there's no comeback in international
Yes.
cricket once you're down and out. No comeback, probably. Yeah, I mean, it's very very difficult. Now look at Shafali Verma now. can you
Yes.
actually find a place for her in the team? In
Yes.
T20 eyes, maybe still yes, you have not got an opener, but now see this: G Trisha is actually pushing her case, and I'm not
Hmm.
talking about what any. I'll get into the rest of the thing, but this whole advice about how once you are in the international side and say you don't perform, you don't stand up to the cause, you are raw. That was Mithali's point, that she's raw enough now. She goes there, she doesn't perform up to that level, and once she's out of the team, she might not get back. Has happened to so
Absolutely.
many cricketers who have been striving to get back, has not been able to make a comeback, because the question then becomes, and especially nowadays, because there is under 15, under 17, under 19, there is continuous supply of players. Where do you then fit in a player? As I said, in T20 eyes, Uma Chetri had an average performance,
Hmm.
so maybe you would try and getting in Nandini Kashyap or Jeet Rishabh or a Kamalini. So you have so many options. Where do you fit in Shafali Verma? You are not
Definitely.
finding a place for Shafali Verma. So maybe, had I don't know. I have always said that I felt Shafali played a little raw. Could
Hmm.
have played maybe 1 or 2 years later. Doesn't matter. But I think fantastic advice from Mithali. And important, the other important part is, one is her part giving the advice. The other part was, of course,
Listen.
Srini sir taking it in the right way, because most people
Yes.
would then, because a lot of people, I'm telling you, a lot of people will come and say, oh, Mithali does not want to promote young talent because she wants to play in the team. I mean, for heaven's sake, she's permanently there in the team. She does not need to push her cause against Jeet Trisha. For God's sake, there was no competition. But when you're young, failures become a little difficult to handle. And there was this England tour in which actually Shafali seemed absolutely a little clueless, because she was being peppered with bouncers. Yeah, and she was new in the circuit, but most importantly, she was young. So for her to fathom exactly, quickly and turn that into a successful tour becomes difficult. We have seen that with Smriti Mandan also in the
Yes.
2017 World Cup. First two matches, she was brilliant. But when she was found out from the third match, it became a very, very difficult task for her. So I think fantastic advice coming from a legend. And as I said, in his part for Srinivas sir
Hmm.
to, because you know what, Snehashish, there will always be that bias in
Hmm.
every coach's head, that
Yes.
my pupil is the best, and especially when somebody has that potential. So for him to have listened to her and to have understood instead of making a hue and cry about it, I think fantastic. And today, to give her that due credit, that, oh, you know what, that advice was given with such a good intent, and we have followed it. I think Trisha has showed her medal in the under 19 World Cup,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
only up, I think only upwards and upwards from now on. Probably needs to have a little bit of a better tournament, because now bigger tournaments are, better temper in the sense I'm talking about. Ball selection would be the wrong word to use, but there are at times in this World Cup where I have thought Trisha could have not gone for that shot, and it would have
Hmm.
been still fine, especially because someone like her who has a striking power, if you defend one ball, you can hit the next ball for a six. It just doesn't matter. And I'm not even talking about defense. I'm just saying that there are times when you feel like maybe this shot could have been avoided and played a safer shot.
Fun.
Especially because India have been chasing 32, 33, 40, not not even 100 or 150. So that way, but again, all this comes from match experience.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's pretty interesting. Also, by the way, when I was hearing about Parunika's story,
Hmm.
Parunika Sisodia talking about how Mithali came and asked her name, that are you Parunika, the left arm spinner, and she was like, I was saying yes, but in my head it it kept on, you know Mitali knows my name. Mitali knows my name. And apparently she went back, and the first thing did was she called her father and said, "You know what? Mitali Raj knows my name." But
Ah,
I have a very similar story, but not really that similar. So the first time that I worked with Mithali Raj as such was when
mhm.
I was the local manager of the Central Zone team, right?
Yes,
And off the camera, we have spoken a lot about this, but
yes,
on
yes.
camera, she called, and I was supposed to pick the people who were coming from Hyderabad and take them to the hotel. They were staying in Astor, I think. But anyway, uh, so I said hello. I obviously did not have Mithali's number, and she was like, "I am Mithali Raj from Hyderabad." And the best part is she does
Yeah.
not even expect you to know her. So she says, "I am Mithali Raj from Hyderabad," and I'm like, "Yeah, Mithali Raj, I know." And she's like, "Our flight is at so and so time, so I'll see you at the airport." I said, "Yeah, sure." And then I remember having said, everybody I met that day, you know who woke me up? Mithali Raj woke me up. You know who woke me up today? Mithali Raj woke me up. And by the way, this was actually a decade back. Actually, a decade back.
Yes,
So
yes,
the, let's move on to pacers from the batters. Let's move on to pacers. But before that, one question. So if you look at the Indian batting lineup, you know, Kamalini and Trisha have done really well. But what about the middle order? Do you think I mean, of course, the wins have given us the confidence and we are right on top. But again, in a final, every dot, every ball, everything matters. So that is where I think top three, four is not what worries
mm,
me. It's below that worries me a
exactly.
little, and only because they're untested. It's not like I think they cannot bat, but it's just that there's I think they have been so untested that in
Mhm.
pressure situation in a final, I'm a little worried. What about you?
Yes, absolutely. I think this has been the discussion between us, I think, since that Super 6 stage. That, okay, the group stage is done, the easy matches comparatively is done. Now, top teams will come and it will be very difficult. I think India was lucky that, I will not say lucky, they performed pretty well, they finished at the top. That's why they got teams like Bangladesh and Scotland in a Super 6. But I think the Sri Lanka game, one game that we were expecting, okay, maybe there's a chance that our middle order batters will get a chance. I think they did little bit of taste, but England, I think against yesterday the way they chased down the target, because I personally thought that India might lose 2 or 3 wickets, and maybe the middle orders will come into, and if they manage to get us win the to get that win. But obviously Kamalini played well. I think Sanika Chalke has been pretty good. Whatever opportunity
Yeah,
she got, I think
yeah,
she has been already tested.
yeah.
I think at least your number three, till your number three, your batters are tested. Nikki, I think, batted hardly 1 or 2 innings. She is not even tested, and obviously after that, batters hardly got any chances. So yes, if you are chasing in the final, unfortunately, if you lost your openers or maybe your top three, then things could have been a bit tricky. But see, if you are the champion, you are playing like a champion team, you are the defending champion, you have to be again the champion side. I think you have to be prepared for all this kind of situations. Anything can happen any particular day. I think one team, become champion if they manage to handle pressure at any circumstance. I think India have that quality. Let's see, but hopefully we will all hope that this kind of things doesn't happen tomorrow.
No, no, absolutely. I mean, the hope part is one side, but
Yes,
for analysis part against
yes,
Sri Lanka, we were tested.
yes,
We lost 9 wickets, but this is what
exactly.
I'm saying. Trisha scored 49, and then all the scores go like 5-0, 11, 7, 16, 5,
Yes,
14, 2, 1, 1. So not a very we were not bothered about it because we bowled Sri Lanka out for 58. Sorry, we restricted Sri Lanka to
yes,
58 because they were 9 wickets down. But apart from that, we have not been tested at all. Like, the only game that we were tested, we did not come out good. That's a worry. And that has happened while batting first in a game which was not even a must win one. This becomes your must win game.
Yes.
Again, all the batters have potential, all of them. But the question is, think of this. It's not easy for them as well. They are kids. You
Yes.
have to understand that in the first place. Nikki, the captain of the side, has barely batted, has got one innings or two innings barely.
Yes.
And then suddenly in a crunch situation, what does she do? How can she keep her calm? That will be very important. I think could be a test of the entire side that way. The From middle order, we of course have to move on to the pacers first, and then we'll go to spinners because spinners have been very good. So when
Yes.
you move on to the pacers, as you said, apart from semi-finals, I think they have been on point. Um
Exactly.
and pushing their cause as well. While we talk about a G Trisha and a Kamalini, but we
Mhm.
also have to remember that when it comes to pacers, somewhere
Mm.
we generally have this whole pace bowling. Um, we have lack in pace bowling pacers supply of pacers. That is where I think it's brilliant the way these two kids have bowled.
Absolutely. I think both Joshita and Shabnam, I think they have been brilliant. And the best part is that every time me and you talk about the average speed of Indian bowlers compared to others in the world, I think these two pacers have that a little bit more pace than others in India compare.
Right,
I think the current
right,
available pacers,
right.
and I think they have that hit the deck option, like hitting the correct linear length at at a consistent rate. I think that is more important. And the best part in throughout this tournament that I have noticed, I think as a captain Nikki was superb. Nikki set the field properly, be it the slip fielders, be it the gully or anywhere. And the best part is the bowlers also execute those plans, both the pacers. They bowled according to
Absolutely.
the those plans at the right spot. According to the fielding, and they got the rewards. Joshita is there with RCB in WPL. I am very much excited to see how she plays, and I am definitely sure that she will definitely getting some game time, because not only she is a bowler, she is a very good hitter also. If you see that Sri Lanka game, she scored that cameo of 11 or 12 runs from six
Yes,
or seven
yes,
balls.
absolutely.
So very clean hitter also. And Shabnam, I think also with I think Gujarat. I think she is also with Gujarat in WPL. So I think both of these players are going to get game time in WPL, in coming WPL. But these players are going to be very special if they manage to maintain their pace. I will say fitness obviously, but but I will love to see that whenever they get chances in the senior team, senior India team, obviously they will get. That is for sure. Just maintain this pace. Don't want these pacers to be around 9900 when they comes to senior India team. At
Correct,
least maintain
correct.
that 107, 108, or 110. I was reading some article about Shabnam, giving some interview earlier, 1 2 years back maybe, that she wants to reach that 120 mark, 125 mark. So she's
Brilliant,
working on that. Yeah, so she's working
brilliant.
on that. She wants to. I think Shabnim Shakil has that. Shakil has a speed. I think around 125, 130. So she wants to reach that mark. So that's a very
Shabnam
good thing
Ismail
that
has that pace,
is
not
why.
Shabnam
Sorry, sorry,
Shakil.
sorry. I just did a gargi.
Shakil is
Sorry.
trying to reach there.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's a very good thing that as a youngster she has that aim that she wants to improve.
Correct,
But the
correct.
thing is that whenever you get a chance, I just want that the pace should be around at least 110, 115. So I think that will be very much beneficial for the team.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that is where coaches and captains play a very, very
Yeah,
significant role. There will be a time when she'll try to increase her pace and probably
mm,
she'll not get the line and length right. That
exactly.
is when the coaches, the captains need to be around her, talking to her and saying, you know what, I will set, even if it's needed, I'll set a fielder for some bad bowling. That's fine. But you bowl with that pace, something that,
Yeah,
the Indian men's team backed Umran Malik when in a few matches. And the other part, of course, is I think because um, the swing part is there.
Yes, yes.
You have to ensure that with pace is
A
what the real
deadly
danger
combination.
is.
Deadly combination.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at the way Maya Bauscher got out to Darcy Brown.
Yes, yes,
She could
yes.
not get her bat down. She just could not get her bat down, and that she was beaten by pace more than by swing.
Proper clueless. Proper
Ab-
clueless.
Exactly, that's the word, clueless, and that's not because Maya does not know how to bat. She of course knows how
Yes.
to bat. She's playing for England, but that is where I think Joshita it's extremely important to not
Yeah.
compromise on pace while concentrating on swing,
Yes.
because that is something of that sort happened to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and you don't want that to happen to
Exactly. And her idol is Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
exactly. So Joshita has to keep that pace. Mm, I think for her, you don't need to really work on increasing it. If you can,
Yes.
that would be fantastic. But for Shabnim, you need a few
Definitely.
out and out pacers who might or
Exactly.
might not swing the ball a lot, but who can just, surprise the batters. Darcy Brown does not have a lot of control, but she plays matches whenever she's fit. Because you'll see in Darcy Brown's pill, there are a lot of no balls and wides, but she keeps, she is in the team. And the reason for her being in the team is the pace, because she skids onto the bat. Her ball hits the bat instead of the bat hitting the ball. And India is in dire need of such a pacer. And I
Exactly.
think
I, I,
that
I
is
think
where,
Oh, I think when you have that extra pace, when the pitch is not giving any assistance to your pacers, I think on that day this kind of pacers will give you wickets. I think that is the lacking
absolutely
part. I think in every when senior India matches were happening in every other lives we're talking about Renuka Singh and others that they are failing to give that early wickets in power play. I think that is the reason because they don't have that extra pace. The swing is there, everything is there with the new ball, but how long? 2 overs, 3 overs,
correct.
maximum 5 overs. Openers
Correct.
batters will play out those 5 overs, and then nothing you are going to taking help from that pitch, and they will score 60 runs in the next 5 overs. So that is the thing that extra pace is very much needed.
Absolutely. So from pace to, of course, one more absolute strength, spinners.
Oof.
So I have two-part questions for you. A, how
Yes.
impressive have our spinners been? B, where do they fit in from now on?
Yeah, very difficult. If you see all three spinners, they are capable. I think they are enough capable right now to be in the senior team. The way they are bowling, and the best part of all these three spinners that they give air. They give air to the ball. They give time to the ball to get that spin. That is also a thing that is lacking in Team India right now. Apart from
Yes.
Sharma, you don't have any such kind of bowler. So Priya Mishra obviously is a leggy. I think that's the advantage for her that she is a right-handed leggy. But Radha Yadav is there, but Radha is very flat trajectory. I think she's
Correct.
working on. I think she's working. I think in last few matches we have seen Radha Yadav trying that varying pace and giving some air. I think that is very much needed to deceive the batter. But all these three spinners in this 119 setup knows only two things. We have to give air to deceive the batters, and always only one liner length, that is wicket to wicket. You miss, I hit. That's the simple thing. If you see yesterday's matches, England were I think around 73 for 2 in first 10 overs.
Yeah.
So England were very comfortable stage, and I was also hoping that today we are going to chase around 150, 160. A very difficult chase is coming. But since that 10th over, all the spinners just keep their balls wicket to wicket. England batters tried either conventional sweeps, pulls, or slog sweeps. They missed. Either they got LBW or bowled. Simple. 6 out of 8 of their dismissals were bowled because they
Absolutely.
missed and wicket bowled. So that's the
Yes, and they
basic
were
plan.
playing cross shots. The moment they were missing
Exactly.
it, they were being
Exactly.
dismissed. Yeah.
Exactly. And when I talk with Vaishnavi sir also, he also mentioned that that is the basic plan. Vaishnavi always comes and practice. By the way, Vaishnavi practice at one day 6 hours, 3 hours morning, 3 hours evening. Okay. So 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 that's the
See, you
basic
have to
plan.
put in the hard yarn. I think people won't
Exactly.
like this name, but the truth is, I think what Virat Kohli said was perfectly correct. If you have to be there, you have to do well. I
Yes.
mean, you have to work
If
hard.
anyone
If you have
if
to be at
anyone
the top,
scoring 50, you have to score 100. If anyone scoring
100.
100, you have to score 200. If anyone is batting for 1 hour, you have to bat for 2 hours. Just always above the
Absolutely.
benchmark.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So
Uh,
that's the thing. I think these spinners are very much capable of getting into a senior team already. I think they have that X factor. Hopefully, whenever they will get the opportunity, as for the Pacers, I said that hopefully they will continue these basic things, because in your long run you will get different coaches from different setups, and obviously different suggestions will come, obviously. But just continue with the basics. Don't forget your basics that gave you success. I think that's the main part. Hopefully they will get game time, but all this I am pretty I feel pretty bad for Sanam Yadav. I think she started the tournament. One match she didn't bowl well. Vaishnavi came that hat trick, and
and
Vaishnavi
it's
didn't
not
look
like
back.
and it's not like she did not bowl well. I will just
Exactly,
uh,
exactly,
differ from you. It's not like she didn't
exactly,
bowl well. She
exactly.
was not as difficult to play as the
Yes.
others, but
Yes,
of course the
And
competition is
India
very
thought,
tough.
okay, in the second match against Malaysia, let's try give a chance to Vaishnavi, and the way
Absolutely.
she took that chance, hat trick, and now she
Brilliant.
is going to end as highest wicket taker of the tournament. So I think brilliant overall. This batch is very talented, very
Yeah,
good batch. Hopefully, most of these girls will get chance to play for the senior team in coming days.
absolutely. Let's take a few comments.
Yes,
What's
Swapnil.
Mad Max said? I think Swapnil has slept off. Mad
Okay.
Max says, "What's future of in?" Oh, there.
Yeah.
No. Swapnil, start with Mad Max. What's future of Indian women cricket? Why are we not dominant like Australia? Yes,
Yes.
we have equal pay infra still. Okay, I have to clear this equal pay problem out. You know what? When you talk about equal pay, it is per day or per match, you are getting the same fees, but you're not having the same number of matches. So, no, the pay is not equal. Talking about infra, the point is yes, you're getting proper infrastructure, but see, you had 4 5 one-day series, and then now you have nothing. You don't, you will have a England tour, and then again, probably you will have nothing before the World Cup. So the series are happening, but in clusters and in gaps. The other part is, of course, when it comes to domestic cricket. So when you're talking about infra, what is the domestic infra that has changed? For
Hmm.
seniors, nothing. The truth is, nothing has changed. They have one senior one day, they have one senior T20. So if you are regular in a side, you have 8 matches, 8 one day, and 8 T20 matches that you play in the domestic level. WPL, not everyone gets the chance. And that's quite obvious. IPL also. But the difference is IPL has 10 teams, WPL has just 5 teams. 5 teams, 11 people, which makes 44 people, out of which every team is allowed to have 4 foreigners, and they will have 4 foreigners. So 4 into 4, 16, which, 44 minus 16 would give you 28. So you basically have 28 players playing in WPL from India. That's not the case in IPL either. Then
Yes.
there's a Ranji Trophy for the men. Women have nothing similar. Age group
Yes.
cricket has just started. So when you talk about equal pay infra, is BCCI doing their job? Yes, BCCI is continuously improving. But has BCCI done everything that they can do? No. There is still a long way to go for all these equal words coming up. Now talking about future of Indian women cricket. Yes, there has been a slump in performance. Harsh decisions need to be taken. Probably we should start with the selection panel, the selectors, and then move on to captain and the coach as well, because there are a lot of question marks there. Having said that, Do I see that there is no future? I mean, come on. Tomorrow, your team is defending a World Cup final, Mad Max. It's not like, uh, and I'm using your name. You have to be completely out of mind to think that this team does not have a future. Of course, they have a future, but also there are phases in which Indian men's team hasn't performed, and I have not seen these questions being asked of them. Where is the future of Indian men's cricket? We lost badly in BGT. We lost 3-1. And it was bad, I was there. There were splashes of sunshine in the game, and then there was absolute bad patch of play. But why don't you guys ask that what is the future of men's cricket from here? What happens to the men's test team from here? Much like there's no panic needed for men's team. If players aren't playing well, they will eventually be replaced. Team will go through transition. There will be ups and downs. Indian women's team from 2017 to 2022-23 was going through a huge leap. And then after that, you have to understand whether Twitter it is, believe or not, removing when Mithali Raj and Julian Goswami retired, the transition phase started. Even then, we were doing well. थोड़ा सा dip हुआ है in the last 7, 8, 10 months, where of course again I'm saying the team needs to be changed. There are a lot of shuffling needs to be done, but there's no scare of Indian women's cricket. The whole sport is not going away somewhere.
Absolutely. And I think your age-based age group cricket has started. I think that is why you are doing so well in under 19 setup. But the
Absolutely.
problem is from under 19 to the senior team. I think in between that you need to work a little more in coming days. I think that is
Absolutely.
where more work is needed.
Absolutely. And I think most importantly, you need good domestic pitches as well, for
Mm-hmm.
to have
Yes,
good
yes,
competitive matches.
yes.
Poor Ognidipta Bhattacharya, poor shot selection of England batters against Indian spinners
Exactly.
cost them their match.
Yes.
The men's match or the women's match? Because both
No, no.
the answer is yes. No, both the answer is yes.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Indian women
India
team play
maintains
well in
maybe.
bilateral, but in ICC senior team perform. Says who? How? If you're saying this, Mad Max, then should we go and count 2017 World Cup finalists, 2020 World Cup finalists, 2022
Commonwealth
I think Commonwealth Games,
final.
silver medalist,
Hmm.
Asian Games gold medalist. Um, in every single World Cup, we have qualified till the semis. This World Cup, this T20
T20
World
World
Cup
Cup.
was the first World Cup where we did not go to the semifinals. So when you say we do not play well, don't jump comments. Shopnil, don't jump comments. Uh, we did not play well in one World Cup, and I'm sure with the home World Cup coming up, we'll do well.
Yes,
Chaitanya
absolutely.
Kulkarni, as a cricket fan, as a neutral cricket follower, I must confess the Indian women team performed below par in all ICC events after they got fame.
Oh.
Chaitanya, since you have written this, I have the question back to you. What are these all ICC events? Mad Max, next question. Mad Max. Do we have a domestic tournament like Ranji SMAT for
No.
women team? SMAT we have. SMAT we
Matt,
have
you
in the
can
sense
say
that we have.
that yes, senior women's T20 tournament,
Yeah,
but not
Ranji
like
of course.
Ranji. We didn't. Yes.
Yeah. Only confidence to play fearless cricket and dominate it. Okay.
I think this team is showing that. I think that is what I think he is mentioning. Okay. Trisha Nimdi. In terms of skill, this team one notch above the other team. Yeah. Absolutely. The way they have played dominantly, I think it shows that they have all skill, all bases covered, I will say.
Yeah.
Shobnil, take that SS98 comment. He is one of our regular viewers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We were coming to that comment. The
Yes, Gigi Trisha should be in the IPL, also will play for the national side within the next 1 year. Yes, obviously, we are talking about
SS
that thing also.
98. Are you related to Neetu David by any chance, or any of the selectors?
Talk with the right person, SS98.
could be earlier than 1 year, to be honest.
Mm.
If I'm being very
And
honest, because right now
and
our
and it
T20
should be
team,
in T20 cricket, Tushadi. Should be in T20 format. Yeah.
absolutely, because T20I we have an opening in the
Mm.
opener position, so that vacancy needs to be filled up, with someone who's the stroke play, of course, of Trisha is an advantage. And the other part which you have to understand with between Kamalini and Trisha, where Trisha I think will be one step ahead, is because
Right-handed.
there's Smriti Mandana, you will try to get in a right-hander.
Right-handed.
That is where I think Trisha will be one step ahead of
Yes.
Kamalini. Mitali Raj is the real OG of women cricket, no doubt. SS98's next comment, Camille, no, with so many up and coming talent, we definitely need at least. I agree. I completely agree.
I think BCCI working on that thing. I think they really
Yeah,
want WPL to be, much more bigger. But the problem is also, the windows. I think the window is the thing that they need to work on. And obviously, why not? If the tournament gets bigger, that is beneficial for players and obviously for the viewers also.
yeah. India's
So,
future top three in T20, Kamalini,
oh my
Jitrisha,
God.
Sanika. You have thrown
India will
Smriti
be
out. You have thrown Jemima out of the team. Okay, SS98. Someday, sure, when the
Yeah.
transition happens. And I would hope the names that you have said are still there and still around,
Yeah, that's the
because
point. That's the line that I also wanted to use. That hopefully till that day, these three players be there and performing constantly, so that we'll still discussing that name that this player should get a chance.
absolutely.
I think that's the main thing.
What a rubbish women's ashes.
Yeah,
Tanmay, rubbish, I wouldn't say, and I'll tell you why am I saying. I know 16-0 seems absolute rubbish, and England has looked below par in a number of ways, but it's not like the matches haven't come close at all. There have been moments, like even yesterday, Annabelle Sutherland could have been out on 28 or 32.
mm-hmm.
Both the times her catches were dropped. And think of this, when she scores a 163, the lead is 260, because she scored that 163. Minus that 163, the lead is around 90. And now
Yes.
Beth Mooney, when she was on 15 or 16, had actually given a dolly of a catch. That was also dropped. So if that is taken, minus another 80 runs. And
No
think of
lead.
this. Yeah, exactly. And today morning, England has actually taken Australia's last 5 wickets within
Yes,
10 runs. So the team
yes.
is capable. It's not like the team is not capable. Something is amiss in the team. That's what I feel. The fielding has been horrible, to say the least. The bowling has been very, very good. That is why I'm saying, when you say rubbish women's ashes, it actually isn't rubbish. It shows that there is a little bit of over dependence when it comes to batting on Nat Silver, because Nat Silver hasn't had the greatest of series. Suddenly, the England batting has looked absolutely lackluster. What we need to analyze is England openers. I think
Mm.
Maya Bowser is that hit and miss opener that you cannot really have. I mean, I know Aliza Healy is also hit and miss, but her consistency is a little better. With Maya Barsha, it's like absolutely one day she'll be fantastic, and the other day does not even come. So
Yes.
that is a problem. I think batting is a problem, and unfortunately, no disrespect, fit monk, no disrespect, but genetically we are not that much strong like Aussie or English women. BCCI should invest more on quality nutrition on our women team to be competitively equal. Sorry, Snehashish. Ideally, I should give this question to you, but I have to reply
No,
to
no.
it
You,
because when
you,
you
you.
say not that much strong, I have a
Mm.
problem with that.
Go for
It's
it.
not like genetically we are not as strong as Aussie or English women, because do not forget that Indian women, because of the way our society works, does a lot of pushing and pulling of things at home, be it furniture, be it gas, be it this, be it that, be it carrying vegetables, or a lot of things which women do. So it's not like we are not strong. When it comes to fitness, it's not about strength. Fitness is different from strength. We are not athletically built mentally, that too.
Mm.
At one point, we decide to go on morning walks or go on jogs to make ourselves fit. But in Australia or in England, they don't do it as a exercise. They do it as a, for example, I read books when I want to spend me time. They go on runs when they want to spend me time. That's the difference. It's the cultural difference, which I think John Lewis had said. But I don't know, why did he talk about England in that. I mean, why did he say that England women are not like that, is very concerning. But if you see that, I've just seen the next question, and it's very funny. But Fitmong, what I'm trying to tell you is, strength is not our problem.
Mm.
The part where we need to be fit, need to exercise, need to be, um, what is that word that I'm missing? More agile. That those parts are missing because we don't do that from a young age. We do that only when we reach that Indian team, or that circuit.
Yeah.
That is where the problem is. Look at anyone, look at people. If you are in India, Fitmong, think of people around you, even maybe people, women in your house. Why only women? Even men in your house, how many actually go out to run? you know uh, go out to run, go for a walk. People don't. So that's where the problem is. The
Yes.
next comment is very interesting. uh, okay, after this, sorry. The senior should not be anywhere near to the T20 side. Similar to the men's team, talents like Kamalini, Trisha, Sanika, Kanika, Priya Mishra should be regulars till the next T20 World Cup. Snehashish.
Interesting point. I think that's the main part here, like the mainstream. I think the mainstream T20 side proving good right now. I think fearless cricket, what we say, the term fearless cricket. So yeah, but see, you
I have
cannot
a
draw
question to SS98.
Sriti Mandana or
Sorry.
Jemima Rodriguez within 1 year.
I have a question to SS98. So, Tilak Verma played a very good innings in the second T20I, right?
Chennai, yes, yes,
Chennai. Yesterday, Tilak came out to bat after Samson got out.
yes.
First ball, he stepped out, hit a bizarre shot, got hauled at third man.
Hadman, yes.
Correct?
India 0
Virat
for
Kohli
2
played the 0 for 2. You call that fearless shot. Correct?
attacking approach.
Imagine, imagine Virat Kohli doing that, getting out. You are sending death threats to her wife, to his wife, rape threats to his daughter, and saying how his son's birth has caused the downfall of his firm. So my friend SS98, cricket and cricket fans are not same for the seniors and juniors. So when you say Kamalini and Trisha, you are not going to judge Kamalini and Trisha the way you are judging Smriti now. 5 years from now, you will be saying the same thing about Kamalini and Trisha. So don't tell me about senior and junior. It has got nothing to do with senior and junior. It has got everything to do with the fact that the kind of pressure that a person has. Tilak Verma knows if he gets out zero of the first ball, he will still be lauded the way if he gets out 100 in 10 in 35 balls. It's not incapability, it's the fact that some people don't have the same freedom. Please
Yes.
understand that part. Sports fan has asked a very very good question, Snehashish. This is completely for you.
Snehashi's brother Arul leader Devashish said, no, no, unfortunately, no. Devashish Sen is my colleague, very senior pro, and I try to learn from him only, along with others. But I am not related to Devashish Sen. That is for sure.
Yeah, they, Trisha ma'am,
You should
exactly
not
my
be
point
my
is we
point.
lag behind in terms of
In terms of
sporting
sporting fitness.
fitness. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely. In sporting
that's why I do it.
fitness part, I agree. But if you're talking about flexibility and endurance, then that's not strength. Strength is different, flexibility and endurance is different, which I'm guessing you would know because your name is Fit Monk. So you probably, are a fitness freak, I'm assuming.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
I think somebody has written India will win or not. Somebody had asked the question. So before
India
I
will?
end the in, I'll ask you the question.
Okay.
Before we end the show, I think straight up, India will win or not.
Uh, Obviously, 60-40 India. India should win.
Nobody wanted 60-40.
Okay,
No
giving
diplomacy.
some giving some chance to say South Africa. Oh, sorry, I forgot to ask you that question only. The South
What?
Africa's rise in last few years. I
Hmm.
think for in women's cricket, 2022 World Cup semi-final,
Yes.
2024 T20 World Cup, 2023
Yes.
T20 World Cup final,
Yes.
men's cricket 2023 World Cup ODI World Cup semi-final,
Yes.
2024 T20 World Cup final, and
Yes.
now WTC, also.
Yes. Yes.
So what about this thing? South Africa cricket has been pretty dominant, I will say.
They need a mental conditioning coach more than anything else. I think
Yes,
everything else in the setup is working. The only thing
yes,
that's not working is mental conditioning. Probably they're not taking it as deep as they should, because in important matches, what people generally don't realize is, yes, playing shots and all that is important, but when you lose a wicket, we saw one wicket brings in two in important matches. That is because you try and hit everything out of the park. So I think in finals it is about, yes, it's about who plays better cricket, but it is also about who plays better mentally, who's more charged up, more there to seize the moments. Because in important matches, moments matter a lot, and that is where I feel, South Africa tend to lose the momentum. And once they lose the momentum, somehow they don't have the mental strength enough to make a comeback from there. That is something which Australia does really well. Think of the semi-final, when Harman was batting so well. Australia was completely out of the game. Harman's run out, Australia back in it. But even
yes.
when Australia was out of the game, they will not give you a single freebie. They will not give you a
Mentally,
single good run. Even you have to, if you have to score 1 of 10 balls, that one run needs to be earned. They are not going to gift it to you. I think that is where South Africa needs to do so much better. And if the kids can do it, it will be such a big, boost
boost.
for
Hmm.
the whole South Africa cricket setup. It is not even about men, women. And I
Exactly.
think it is important. You will see, Snehashish, once that barrier is broken, we will see this momentum will be carried on, the confidence will be
Yes,
carried on, because then suddenly it becomes, oh, if the under 19s can, we can.
definitely.
That's how you derive strength. When
Yes,
you're down
yes,
and out, when you're losing the momentum, you're like, oh, that those girls did it, we can. They did it, we can. This is important for South Africa, because they have been in this. So we can do a separate documentary whole on so near,
definitely.
yet so far moments from South Africa cricket team. Because they have come so close in the in ICC tournaments. I think we talk about New Zealand team in ICC tournament. Another standout team has been South Africa, along with New Zealand, who does not get as much credit as an India, England, Australia does.
Absolutely.
I think that brave, I mean, the courage, the instinct, the guts, that has to come good tomorrow. It could be a
Yeah.
huge, huge step in the history of South African cricket. But being an
But
Indian, but being an Indian cricket supporter, I cannot
yes,
really wish that for South Africa.
yes,
Having said
absolutely.
that, कभी कभी होता है ना, that we say कि अगर हम ना जीते तो वो
वो
जीते
जीते.
तो हम माइंड नहीं करेंगे.
Exactly. I think
Yes, there will be a
South
heartbreak.
Africa वैसा
Yes,
team. Yes,
exactly. For me, it is always teams like South Africa or New Zealand. I don't mind if they win. If not us, then them. Somehow, when it's Australia and England, I take it personally when they win. Australia has just bored me by winning. It just seems like, oh, yet another day Australia wins, and it's not good for women's cricket. It is not good for women's cricket globally if Australia and the rest of the teams have that much gap. So I think tomorrow's
Absolutely.
final has a lot to decide.
Yes.
But my prediction is very simple. We are winning.
Very unique. Yeah, okay. I think that should be, but
Yeah,
we don't want to jinx it.
we don't want to jinx
Hopefully,
anything.
yes, yes, we don't want to jinx anything. Hopefully, the cup is coming again back to our country. So that is for now, Tushadi. Another live, we have managed to cross that 1 hour mark. Yes, come on. Okay, so tomorrow we are meeting at office. Hopefully, we will watch the match together there only, and we'll come live from there only.
Done. Perfect.
Done. Perfect. So that is the plan. So tomorrow we're coming back after the match, hopefully with very good news that India have lifted the World Cup for the second time in a row. So so let's see.
Absolutely. Let's
So
go
let's
and do it.
so yeah. So let's see. Thank you to all whoever commented and be with us again tomorrow after the match. We'll be back
Just
again.
a second. Just a second. Just a second. There have been, some. Uh, just a second. We have a few comments. Let's quickly take them before we, close the show.
Okay.
Asim Khan says, although practical, does Mithali's advice for G Trisha point to an issue where players once dropped can't be reselected despite their performance meriting it and despite them having improved? Asim, I don't think that's what Mithali meant. It's just that when you're talking about somebody performing, I'm going back to Shafali's case again. Shafali has performed in domestic cricket. But now Pratika has also performed in international cricket.
Exactly.
Can you drop Pratika all of a sudden and take Shafali? I think that is what Mithali said, and not that there is a problem. Come on,
Exactly.
guys, don't become
There are
CID and try
yes.
to.
There are other players also who are performing at a consistent rate. So you have to look at them also. And if you drop someone just to put Shefali again into the team, it will be injustice to anyone who will get dropped. So I think that is the
Absolutely. Let's discuss a bit of men's cricket. How come a batting deck turned into a bowling one when Australians bowled? मेंस क्रिकेट यार बहुत शोज होते हैं वहां पे डिस्कस करेंगे बाद में फिर tomorrow. Come on.
yes.
Sports fan. Pawan Suresh. Hi, Pawan. Pawan is
Hi
is
Pawan.
a regular.
Yes.
You,
And always he comes and say hi.
yeah. Sports fan. I actually. Oh, this sports fan was the one who was making
Okay,
Snehashish and
okay.
Debashish brothers, I think. I I actually disagree that fitness is the issue with India team. Okay, for time being, we need to accept that Australia women is far superior to all other teams, even from teams like England, SA, and New Zealand.
No one is denying that. Who is denying that thing? That Australia is far above that everyone.
No, I
Uh,
am denying that. I am denying that.
okay,
I'm
okay,
actually
okay,
denying.
Trisha, okay, okay.
Because no, if Australia was way above the rest of the teams, then Sutherland wouldn't have given so many chances. She would have played an
Agree.
unblemished innings.
Yes,
So
yes.
same goes for Muni. In the
Mm-hmm.
second, if you remember, in the second ODI or T20I, Australia was bowled out for what, 180 odd,
Yes, yes.
and England couldn't chase it. So if Australia was far above
Mentally.
the rest of the team sports fans, then they wouldn't have been bowled out for 180. They would have scored 300 on a regular basis.
Yes.
England has had their moments in the Australia series. They have not converted it. As far as South Africa, New Zealand is concerned, I think even in that exactly what I'm saying. Australia is far superior to everyone in mental fitness more than anything else.
Exactly.
They are not going to drop 8 catches. India regular base on a regular basis drops catches. England dropped 8 catches yesterday itself. So these are small things, but then ultimately it makes that difference huge. But if you practically think about it, today morning Australia lost 5 wickets for 10 runs. If they are the best side and they're that different from that above the rest, then they wouldn't have lost those 5 wickets for 10 runs.
Absolutely.
Pawan Suresh.
I predicted the India, sir. Lovely. So now just predict that India wins tomorrow. I think that will be fantastic.
Will
Okay.
Harmanpreet Kaur still be leading the T20 side? Hopefully, the selectors have moved on from few of the seniors. Snehashish.
Ask the right person. If it-
T20, no, I think T20 Smriti will lead. I feel Harmanpreet will be the captain till this ODI World Cup because it's knocking at the door and nobody wants to change it. But yeah, T20 World Cup, I think Smriti will be captaining the team.
That's the point.
Chitmong, the book fault in our book fault? What? The book fault in our stars dedicated to South African team, both men and
Oh,
women.
the book,
Oh, the
Fault in
book
the
fault in our
oh, okay.
oh,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
Dedicated to South African. Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Asim Hans, let's not talk about predictions. We have seen how they have gone. Oh, Asim Hans is, uh, kind of.
What is the comment?
Asim Hans has said. Asim Hans has said, let's not talk about predictions. We have seen
Okay.
how they have gone. I
Oh,
agree,
okay,
Asim.
okay. Yes, yes,
Our
yes,
predictions
Asiman.
have
Sorry,
gone
sorry.
pretty.
Sorry, sorry. Sorry, sorry. Hmm.
But tomorrow our
Uh,
predictions will go right, Asim.
yes.
You'll see.
Thankfully, we are right. At least India winning. We are always wrong in the run, the scoring runs.
Yeah, true.
Yes, yes.
Mohammedul Hassan Chaudhary says, why, in spite of poor performance for ages, why there no question of removing Harmanpreet? Who has not questioned? We have questioned. It's the selectors who need to question. Snehashish and me questioning 1,000 times will not help until and unless they do something about it. And currently, I think now, if you look at it straight up, you can't remove Harman because ODI World Cup is, and ODIs, I
Exactly.
don't even think she should be removed. If I'm being very
Exactly.
honest, even T20 Is, I don't think you need to remove her as such. Keep her in the team probably. Look at her performances. But yeah, captaincy is an issue. ODI World Cup, I have repeated a number of times. I don't think in the ODIs she's being replaced.
Exactly.
That's it. Now you end the show,
That's it.
Sneha.
Yes. So that's it. So we are definitely coming back after the final, and hopefully, as I said, hopefully with some good news that India have written. And another comment that is exactly my point, Trisha. Even though they score less or give chances while batting, they still find a way to win crunches, especially to no, that is the mindset. I think that is the mindset that Trisha is talking about. And I think the best example is the second ODI that they have won after scoring 180. I think that is the best example. So that's it. So after tomorrow's final, we're definitely coming back, and please join with us. Hopefully, we'll be coming back with some good news that India have lifted the World Cup for the second time in a row. So thank you, Trishadi. Thank you, everyone who have joined. See you tomorrow. Thank you.